Hello, everybody, and welcome to Attracting Your Soulmate Clients, a free masterclass. This is an extremely special day. It is an 888 portal in numerology. So the 8th month, the 8th day, and we are in a universal 8 energy year. So this is a potent and powerful time for us to call in higher levels of abundance. That is what 8 represents, reclaiming the power of infinite abundance and the peak of Lion's Gate portal. This is a time where the brightest star in the sky aligns with Earth, and the ancient Egyptians believed it to be also a time of abundance and fertility. And so we are going to take this opportunity to connect today to talk about how to attract our soulmate clients, who they are, and discuss some soulful business strategies. This is about gaining clarity, energetically aligning, and becoming magnetic. I encourage all of you to stay off video. I can't see you right now anyways, but make sure you stay muted for the duration of the call. If you have any questions during the presentation, make sure you pop them into the chat. And at the very end, I will stop the screen sharing and open it up for Q&A.
We had 50 people sign up.
Mute, please. Thank you. We will be hanging out for a couple of hours. And so if any of you can't stay for the entire time, I know there's many that couldn't actually come on here on the live. The replay will be sent out, and we have a special gift for all of you. I'll make sure that not only will you get this replay, but I'll send you a workbook. Some information that we're sharing today will be included in that workbook, and a couple of exercises and assignments that you can do to really anchor into, integrate, and embody the information and actually get out there and start attracting some soulmate clients. So for those of you who are new to my world, I am Anne-Marie McKenzie. I'm a soulful business strategist. I'm a professional numerologist and a psychic spiritual teacher. It was very recent that I decided to really embrace and share with the world that I am a psychic spiritual teacher. So I'm grateful for all of those of you who are on the call who helped me do that. Numerology was an integral part of this, of owning that aspect of myself. And when I did, then I began attracting more clients than I ever thought possible. I was able to double my income, and not only double my income, but start working with people that are people that I want to spend my time with. And we're going to talk a little bit today about what soulmate clients are. I love this quote by Elizabeth Gilbert. People think a soulmate client is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror, the person who shows you everything that is holding you back, the person who brings you to your own attention so you can change your life. Now, this may seem like the opposite in terms of business advice of what we've been taught about our ideal clients, but I couldn't believe this any more than I possibly do today. Each person that we work with is a soulmate because we committed to a contract to each other. Yes, you are teaching, you are empowering, you are guiding them through change and transformation, but they are there for you to do that as well. If your soulmate clients weren't in your world, it would be very difficult for you to fully stand and align in your purpose and activate and amplify your own unique gifts. So it's a great relationship that represents reciprocity. And that's the way that it is meant to be. One of my clients, we were going through this process, and I asked them to do a lot of heart work in terms of figuring out who it is they wanted to spend time with. And in our session, they started to describe this person. We called her Brit, and she drove a white Range Rover and, wore Lululemon pants and had a lot of conflict in her relationships with her friends and her family. And not to be judgmental or critical of that character, but the more they described Brit, the more I thought, this person sounds really obnoxious and annoying. And so when they finished describing Brit, I said, is this somebody you actually want to spend time with? And they looked at each other because it was a husband and wife duo in their business. And they said, no. I said, so why are we developing a business for people that you don't even want to spend time with? And that changed everything for them. We kind of scrapped their entire plan and started from scratch. And one of the reasons that I have focused on attracting soulmate clients in my business and supporting my own personal clients, because I work with the healers, the coaches, the creatives, the empaths, the intuitives, you, everybody who's on this call today. And our energy is extremely important. When we are giving our time and efforts away to people that aren't the perfect fit, it is energetically draining. So instead of filling up your cup, it is constantly taking away from you. And again, that's not a relationship of reciprocity. That's not what we want. We want you spending time with people that lets you step out of obligation and step out of people pleasing, to remove the codependency and to create relationships that are more independent. So instead of ideal clients, or ideal customer avatar, ICA. Ugh, I never want to call a person an avatar. I have shifted to soulmate clients. These are people that, even if they weren't my clients, they are people that I would want to hang out with in my personal life. And this is what I want for you as well. This allows us to set the proper energetic boundaries so we can have the energy to do what we do best. Can everyone just make sure that they're on mute, please, and thank you. So the first thing that we're going to discuss in terms of attracting your soulmate clients is the spirit of your business. The spirit of your business is the first aspect of one of my main programs called the Numerology of Business, the Immersion. The spirit of your business supports us to really dial into the energetics. Many people know about the law of attraction, and we talk about the magnetism and the authenticity that's involved in the law of attraction. But often what gets overlooked is the law before the law of attraction, which is the law of energetics. And in my world, this is the spirit of your business. This represents who you are, your heart conscious leadership style, and your soulmate client code. And if you're a spiritual entrepreneur that's at the point in your business where you've been able to expand and grow and build a team, that's included in the spirit of your business as well. Understanding this allows you to understand the energy that you hold and that your business holds. This energy is what attracts or repels other people in our business. So when we are energetically misaligned, then there's going to be a misalignment of clients, whether that means you're not attracting any clients at all, or you're attracting the wrong clients. So we first want to dive into the spirit of your business. Now, the first thing that we're going to start with is your energetic code. I know there's a lot of numerologists on the call today, or people who have done one-to-one readings with me or who have been in other programs. If you know your energetic code, if you know your ruling number, you're welcome to pop it in there. That's the next thing that we're going to talk about. Numerology is rooted in mathematics and science. It uncovers the energy behind each soul. Harnessing, integrating, and embodying this energy becomes an act of authenticity, and that's what becomes magnetic. So the question is, do you remember who you came here to be? And our energetic code can help support us in that. What does this even mean? The day that you were born, you are coded to a specific energy. I was just sharing this story in another community yesterday. The question was, how did your soul decide to be born on that day? Or does your soul decide? And in my belief system, the answer is yes. I have this vision, this idea that there's souls hanging out together, and we declare hey, everybody, I'm going back to Earth School. And all the other souls cheer for us. And, one asks, what are you going to focus on in this lifetime? When you head to Earth School, what's going to be one of your main lessons that you're here to learn? And that soul expresses an intention or a purpose. And then other souls make a contract and commit to supporting that soul and helping them understand their purpose and go through their spiritual assignments. That's where our sacred contracts come into place, and our soulmate clients as well. So when that intention is set, then the soul can enter into Earth School here in the matrix based on that birthday that is coded to the energy of their intention of that day. Is this resonating with you? Can you feel this? Do you believe in this story? I want to hear that in the chat. So the question is, do you remember who you came here to be? Because what's unique about Earth in all of the galaxy, there's a couple of things, but this is the most dense form of energy in the entire galaxy. So whenever we choose to enter into Earth School and we choose these spiritual assignments, everything in the galaxy really does kind of bow down a little bit to the souls who come here, because coming to Earth School, the choices that we make here and our ability to raise energy, raise the vibration, raise the frequency, has a positive ripple effect in the entire galaxy. So it's very important. We take it for granted, this dense planet that we live on. Now, what happens is when our soul enters into Earth School, it's kind of like the cosmic joke. You forget absolutely everything. And basically, you're entering into a treasure hunt to remember all of the things that you have forgotten. So do you remember who you came here to be? This is what I love numerology for. It helps us remember, reminds us of our purpose, of our gifts, of the challenges, and all of the lessons that we are here to learn. And also there are patterns based on our energetic code. When we chose to enter into this lifetime, there's cycles that we go through. And having this information, having this knowledge is power, because when we understand these cycles and these patterns of who it is that we are, then we can plan and prepare for it, and we can amplify and expand it as well. I'm seeing a few things in the chat. I believe it. It definitely resonates. Resonating indeed. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And we've got some people sharing their life path numbers or their ruling numbers. Beautiful. I'm so glad to see that. So let's talk about the ruling number and what this even means. To calculate your ruling number, you're looking at every single digit of your birthday and adding it up. Now, there's a variety of different types of numerology. We live in the Western world, and so we're going to practice Western numerology as well as intuitive numerology, because literally that's what I believe I am, as an intuitive numerologist. And I'm blessed to have a numerology mentor that teaches myself and other people how to use our own intuition with the language of numbers. So Western numerology, like everything in Western civilization, we keep it simple. And I love this because it removes the gatekeeping from this ancient knowledge and wisdom. Numerology has been around for 10,000 plus years. It was used in Lemuria, it was used in Atlantis, Egypt, Greece, and carried on from there. There's about, they'll only share maybe about 3,000 years worth of numerology, but it's been around for a long time. And as somebody who has done every single personality test, I swear, under the sun in my corporate team building days, numerology is one of, no, it is the number one. It is the number one personality testing that I believe in, because it is so insanely accurate and validating. I can go on and on about numerology, but let's get back to the ruling number. So calculate your ruling number. So it's the month, the day, the year. Spread those out into individual digits. It'll add up to 2 digits. Then you're going to separate those 2 digits to be reduced to a number between 2 and 11, 22, or 33. If you get 33 or 44, or sorry, 33, 22, or 11, those are master numbers. We're going to hold on to the master number. And for our ruling number, we're working with the numbers 2 to 10. In my belief system, ruling numbers are the biggest, it's the biggest energy that we hold. So my belief is that we are not coded to the number 1 because 1 represents God, goddess, all it is. But you will see in other forms of numerology, like life path numbers, work with the numbers 1 to 9. So I want you to calculate your ruling number and then pop it into the chat. If you're having difficulties with this, pop your birthday into the chat, and myself or several of the other numerologists will help you calculate it as well. So who do we have in here? I see a 4, I see a 5, a 9, a 7, another 7, an 11, a 5, another 11, an 8. Ooh, an 8. I'm curious how you're feeling today in this 888 portal. A 10, a 9. Beautiful. So calculate your ruling number and let's look at what each of those numbers mean and how this relates to your soulmate clients. Again, this is the biggest energy that you hold. When you know this, when you embody this, when you embrace this, when you just choose to be this, that becomes authentic. This is where the authenticity piece comes in. And when we're looking at everything as a frequency or a vibration, authenticity sits at one of the top frequencies in the emotional intelligence scale. So you end up holding one of the highest possible vibrations just by being you. Again, do you remember who you came here to be? Numerology helps you remember that. So if you hold the energy of 110, you are here to forge new paths, tap into new ideas, and to express things through innovation. This is what attracts your clients to you. They're ready to forge new paths. They want to try something new that they have never done before, and they want to do it in ways that no one else has ever done. People who hold that energy of 1 or 10 energy are here to do that. The 11, 2. Now, this 11 is a master number, so will resonate with the energy of 2 as well. But there's an amplification of this energy when it's a master number. 2 is about community, connection, partnerships, and intuition. So when your soulmates come to you, this is what they are looking for. Any of my clients who hold this energy, the first thing that I ask them in their business is, how are you creating community with your clients? Do you have a monthly membership? Are you hosting workshops and circles or retreats? How are you creating connection and partnerships? One of the greatest things that you can do is develop a partnership that creates win-win scenarios. I mean, that's everybody in business and all of our soulmate clients. But again, that person that comes to you as a soulmate client, when you hold that 211 energy, they are really seeking a true deep partnership. And this is a highly intuitive number. When you move into the master 11 energy, it is a spiritual teacher. It is extremely highly intuitive and will not feel fulfilled in life and in their business unless they are owning and tapping into that spiritual teacher energy or that highly intuitive energy. I do have master 11 energy in my code. And it wasn't until I owned that and showed up as a spiritual teacher that I was able to attract higher level of soulmate clients. The 3. Do we have any 3s? I'm just checking in the chat. I don't think anybody was a 3. I'm a ruling number 3. 3 is about creativity, expansion, humor, wit, and communication. They are the communicators. This is what your soulmate clients, one of the reasons your soulmate clients are coming to you for. I seem to attract people with a lot of ones in their energetic code. It is no coincidence. There's a lot of master number 11s. There's a lot of people that have 2, 3, 4, and sometimes even 5 ones in their birthday. And I know the reason that they are attracted to me is because they have too many ideas, which is not a problem. It can pose itself as a problem, but it's not a problem. But I help them expand the idea, and I support them to get clear on their path forward. And I do so using my humor and wit, right? I'm a highly effective communicator.
Hi. Feel better?
Can you guys, Marissa, can you mute, please? Thank you. An example of this would be, especially when it comes to humor and wit, I've really started to own it. I'm somebody who swears. I'm doing my best not to swear during this call, just in case. And I'm dirty. I'll just say it. Sometimes the interactions that I have with my partner, I say, I'm so grateful that nobody can hear what we can say on a regular basis. But I've started to integrate some of that into my business because, again, authenticity, it's magnetic. Recently, when I was channeling one of the forecasts, I said, there's this message coming through. If you're winging it, you're wanking it. That doesn't seem professional. Should I say it? And my partner laughed and he's like, oh, I don't know. Like, what kind of persona are you trying to create? And I said, an authentic one. It's one of my top values. It's part of my heart compass. And he said, well, go for it. See what happens. And there are people that show up and say, what do we say? If we're winging it, you're wanking it. It is one of the most repeated sayings in my community. So this is 3 energy. You guys can feel this about me, right? For those, especially for those of you who have known me for quite some time. Just want to check in the chat. Is this resonating so far? A 9, a 6, an 8. I'm a 5 for sure. A 4. I'm a little confused. Can you share what you're a little confused about, Marissa? My husband has 4 1s. He can't finish anything. Yes. Whenever I see people with 4 1s in their chart, but only 1 9, I'm like, just as a reminder, you are only meant to complete 25% of the things that you start. And that is, oh, that's permission. It's like I've waved a magic wand and given them permission to just be who it is that they are. Lisa F, yeah, you've known me. She's known me for a long time, so she knows. So let's move on to the energy of 4, which a master 22 will resonate with this energy as well, but in a more amplified state, and will also resonate with the energy of the 2, the community connection, partnerships, and intuition. So a 4 is about leadership, safety, security, and resources. Whenever somebody has 4 in their chart, they are the person that is organized, loves developing systems and structures. This is what your soulmate clients want from you. Many people who have that 4 energy as a ruling number, when I tell them that they are a leader, there's a lot of resistance. So I want to kind of plant this seed that you're a leader in the sense that you see an opportunity where everybody else sees problems or challenges. Now, when I say that to you, do you agree with that? If there's any 4s in the crowd, that makes sense, doesn't it? And you do tend to get put in the leadership position quite often, whether you resist it or not. Now, the 1 energy has a lot of leadership energy as well, but so does the 4. And it's a different type of leadership energy. All the numbers are leaders. I just want to be clear about that. The aspect of your heart conscious leadership style differs based on our energetic code. But in terms of leadership for the 4, they'll be put in these positions again because of their organizational skills, because of their ability to create systems, to create structures, but more importantly, to call in all of the resources needed in order to solve that problem. This is what your soulmate clients love about you. Now, the 5 sits in the center of an energetic grid. The 5 is all about change, wisdom, vulnerability, and loves to be seen and heard. The 5 is an agent of change. So if you hold that 5 energy, and there's a lot of people on this call I noticed that had that 5 energy, You are an agent of change. People are afraid of change. They don't know how to do it. They want to, but they struggle. There's a lot of moving parts that are involved in change, and it can be very overwhelming. But you are somebody that resonates with change. You create change for the sake of change. Sometimes you're a little laissez-faire about it because you know that things are going to change, and a 10 is like this as well. You know that things are going to change. And so sometimes you just sit back and wait for change to happen so you don't have to do it. Does that make sense in terms of a 5? The 5 energy is a heart conscious leader, because again, it sits in that center of the energetic grid. And this is related to the vulnerability piece because it sits in the center of the energetic grid, it relates to all the other numbers. So 5 people with 5 energy as a ruling number are people that others just naturally tell you things, and big things, kind of overshare. You know that's you. And sometimes you walk away and you're like, whoa, why did that person tell me that? Because you're easily trusted by other people. You're also that wisdom carrier. You love hoarding knowledge and information. Anybody who's a 5 and a client of mine, one of the first things that we talk about in our stop doing list is stop getting more certifications. You are enough. You have enough. There's enough knowledge and wisdom in you to start attracting your soulmate clients. If you're going to purchase a course or work with a mentor or a teacher, let's look at the skills that you're missing in terms of your business to move that needle forward. It's not another certification that you typically have or another book that you need to read. Thank you for supporting Marissa to make sure that she's calculated her ruling number. I really appreciate that. I'm going to pop the chat over in the side, so that way I don't miss out on anything. The 6. So sometimes the 6 is also the master number 33. A master 33 will resonate with that 3 energy and the 6 energy as well, again, in an elevated state. The 6 energy as a ruling number in an empowered state is all about conflict resolution, harmony, peace, and balance. You're going to attract people that have a difficult time with conflict, that maybe avoid conflict, that are doing things out of obligation or choosing to be a people pleaser still. And you are here to support them to create more harmony and peace and balance in their life. The soulmate clients that you will attract are the people maybe that are workaholics, that focus too much on one area of their life or business and tend to ignore other aspects. Look at that. Sarah calculated for Marissa her ruling number just as I was talking about it and came up with a 33-6. That's amazing. Just as I was talking about it. I love that. No coincidences, right? Beautiful. Are you guys still with me? Feeling this? The 8. The 8 is about abundance, commitment, devotion, momentum, and ease. If you are a ruling number 8, you are here to master your skills and your gifts. And because you have done that, because you have committed yourself and devoted yourself to your craft, that's what attracts your soulmate clients. They see you as the master of that. They see you as the leader of that. Oh, I skipped 7. We did, sorry. And 7 is a part of my code. I can't believe I skipped that. Thank you. 7 is about mentorship, guidance, spirituality, and freedom. This is who you are as a ruling number 7. Like a 5, you're also a hoarder of information and wisdom, sometimes to a point where you gather so much wisdom and ideas and information that you think nobody else possibly knows what I know, so what's the point in sharing it? And I'm here to remind you as a ruling number 7, knowledge isn't power unless it's shared. You came here to be a teacher, so be that. People are looking to you for your guidance and your mentorship. And 7 is a spiritual badass. We're in a 7 energy month. August is a 7 universal energy month. and it's a very spiritual number. When we look at the energy of 7 around the world, think of all the things that 7 is involved in. 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 musical notes, 7 days of creation, 7 wonders of the world. The very first telephone number was 7 digits. 7 is the only number that's not divisible by pi. Pi represents the circle of life. So 7 literally sets outside the circle of life. So that's why spirituality is so important. And it's meant to be woven into whatever it is that you do. I could talk about 7 energy a lot. Last year was the universal 7 energy year. So if you ever want to geek out on more weird knowledge and information about 7, then please do reach out. I love having these conversations. So that 8, I do want to just talk about it a little bit again. That 8 is also somebody who is attention to detail. So your soulmate clients are coming to you because they've got the idea, they've got things going, but they need more momentum. It's kind of slow going. And when you look at the 8 and you lay it on its side, it's an infinity symbol, right? And the 8 loves to flow, loves movement. This is what you do for your soulmate clients, and you support them to do so with ease because of your commitment and your devotion. Nailed it for number 7. No more books or courses. Yeah. Teach what you know. Yes. And let's talk about the energy of 9, that ruling number 9. Such a beautiful energy. 9 is here to be of service to the world. So it's about support and generosity, building legacy, completion, letting go. That 9 energy reminds me of graduation day. I was sharing this with a client earlier this morning. 9 represents graduation day. So it's like this celebration energy. Look at how far we have come and honoring that. But then also, okay, now what? One chapter is closed and I'm going to open another one. Well, what is that? So it's a number that holds that of a visionary, being able to see things from a higher perspective. And again, when you are that, this is how you authentically attract your soulmate clients, just by being that. So I want to hear from you in the chat. Do you feel that essence of your ruling number? And are you an embodiment of that? And if not, what pieces are you looking to work with? What do you really need to own? Absolutely, 100%. Beautiful. Love it. So many of you are on track. Yes, I'm an 8, 100%. Yes, you are, Sierra. She's a beautiful artist. Yes, and I truly believe that this is true for me. Love it. Use this as an opportunity to amplify your authority. If we are not showing up as the authority in our field, then it's going to be difficult for us to authentically attract our soulmate clients. So when you own this, when I own that I'm a smart ass, I say things like, if you're winging it, you're wanking it. That helps me become an authority in my field. 8, not sure I understand the attention to detail part that you mentioned. Okay, thank you. The 8, so now because I know you, Lisa, you are somebody that can you can easily look at my business, my website, my offerings, my services, that conscious business plan, and you know exactly what it is that I'm missing. The attention to detail. Because that 8 energy, like the 9, you hold the energy of perfectionism. In order for something to be perfect, it's about dotting the I's and crossing the T's. That's why you're really great at working in the tech world, because they are very attention to detail type people. They have to in order to work in tech, right? Does that make sense? Does that help? I'm a 4, and this is all accurate. Yes, okay, thank you. In the process of creating my community. Love that. Question about the master number. I just want to make sure. So master is 33.6. If you have one of the master numbers, I want you just to own it. You're a 33. Now look at the energy and the information about the 6, because it does encompass the 33. But just again, in terms of like integrating and embracing and embodying, my ruling number is a master 33. My ruling number is master 22. My ruling number is master 11. And it is that number on steroids. So a 33 will carry the energy of a 6, but also that of a 3 as well. So extremely creative energy, like creativity on fire, the ability to expand ideas on fire. That 6 energy, not only is it like peace, harmony, and balance, but it loves luxurious, beautiful things on fire. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, your ruling number 6 is being on steroids. Exactly. Beautiful. Yes, resonate and conflict resolution is a big repeating lesson, and also something a lot of people in my life struggle with as well. Makes sense. I always use this analogy. Your ruling number is one aspect of you climbing the mountain. If you haven't climbed a mountain, why are you going to show up and create a business saying, hey, everybody, I'm a mountain guide. I'm going to guide you up the mountain. Somebody shows up and says, cool. What's it like at the top? Oh, I don't know. I've never been there before. Why are they going to hire you? Who wants a mountain guide that's never been up the mountain before? No. We want somebody that can walk the talk. We want somebody who's had those experiences and who has gone through the spiritual assignments and has gone through the challenges and the problems and the challenges and has figured it out. Maybe not entirely. It doesn't mean you have to be at the top of the mountain, but at least you're at the mountain and you're on the mountain. And there might be some people that say, there's a mountain? How do I get to the mountain? That's where your freebies come in. That's where, you host a free masterclass. That's where you give them the map and you say, here's the map to the mountain. Once you get to the mountain, let me know. Let me know when you're ready to come up the mountain. The 8 resonates. Beautiful. You see what's missing. So true. Yeah. So in terms of the 6 and the conflict resolution, you're going to be somebody that conflict's going to show up. But again, you have that 33 energy. You're an amazing communicator. So you have the skills to resolve conflict. So your life's work, part of your life's work is about navigating conflict and having conscious conversations with people. The more you do that, the easier it becomes for you, and the easier it's going to be for you to guide other people up that mountain in terms of conflict resolution. Yeah. Just checking in the chat. Not everybody has a master number. Yes, thank you. I knew other numerologists would support in this. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kirsten and Adrian and anybody else who has helped. Sarah. Yep, 34-8. Now, there are different types of numerology where we can go a lot deeper and say, for example, Sierra said that her calculation was, what was it there? 34, which equals 8. We could look at 34 as that number. So the 3 and the 4 energy is a part of that as well. But we're not going to overly complicate things. We're going to keep things simple. Because why do we want to overcomplicate things? We don't. So often that's what I do with my clients. They show up, we talk about their soulful strategy, and it's complicated, so we simplify it. Yeah. Yeah, 3 + 4 is 7. So she might have typed it incorrectly. I've worked with Sierra. There's definitely 8 in her code, but check that out again. Okay. Now, there's another aspect in numerology that's really important. Every aspect of your blueprint is going to support you in understanding your soulmate client code. The ruling number and the sun card and the cosmic reward or the result card are where we start. You can't know numerology unless you understand astrology. Many of us, we don't claim it, but basically we're astro-numerologists because planetary influences are all involved in numerology. And for those of you who may not know, numerology was hidden in a deck of cards. So this is why you're seeing 7 of clubs, 4 of hearts, Queen of diamonds, 9 of diamonds. all the information was hidden in a deck of cards. So if you are a child that loved playing cards, that was me. I was absolutely obsessed with cards. It's probably because numerology was a part of your life in another past life. Probably all of us had numerology in a past life. So let's talk about the Sun card and the result card, the cosmic reward. So the Sun card is the work that you are here to do. So let's think about the sun as a planet. It's very masculine. It's very action oriented. It's fiery, right? And so it represents the work that we are here to do. By showing up and doing the work, by showing up and being an expression of our Sun card, again, it holds a big energy like our ruling number. Then we receive a cosmic reward. This is the result. So if you do have that belief that the universe doesn't have your back, this is proof that it does. The universe wants you to create a relationship with it, right? It is also a relationship of reciprocity. It's about giving and receiving. In order to receive, we got to give. In order to give, we need to receive. So this is that relationship with the Sun card and our result, the cosmic reward. So by showing up and being your Sun card, you receive the result. So again, let's bring it back to that analogy of climbing the mountain. When you get to that place on the mountain, the intention that you set, this is the cosmic reward. So by me being the 7 of clubs, I receive the energy of the 4 of hearts. My soulmate client code is the 4 of hearts. Now, at first, this confused me when this concept was introduced. And probably partly because I hadn't fully embraced that of the 7 of clubs. For me, the 7 of clubs is the spiritual teacher. I had a little bit of a breakthrough when I heard this. And it was because I was remembering who I am, but there was a little bit of guilt and shame involved in it because I've always known that I was a spiritual teacher. I was studying witchcraft and Kabbalah and different types of rituals and spells and herbalism and growing things and making potions when I was very, very young. I was also extremely interested in organized religion as a young person. When I was 8 years old, I was lining up sleepovers based on people's faith. So if somebody was from the Baptist church, and I had never been to a Baptist church before, then I'd set up a play date on the Saturday and a sleepover so I could go to church with them on Sunday. So I could figure out what's baptism all about. I had friends who were Jehovah's Witnesses. I had friends who were in the United Church. My family was raised Catholic. I was just interested in all of it. And I was reading books about organized religion from an early age. So I knew this for a very long time, but I didn't embrace it. I did not show up as that in the world. In fact, I hid it in order to be liked and in order to be loved, as we often do. The more I have embraced the fact that I'm a spiritual teacher, the more of that 4 of hearts energy shows up in my life. Now, what's 4 of hearts about? Cosmic love. The 4 of hearts carries this energy of wanting to have their cake and eat it too. There's somebody who's extremely ambitious and wants to be successful in business, but also wants to have a family. What's really interesting about this is I did B school in 2014, and that's with Marie Forleo. And there was an ideal customer avatar exercise that I did during that time. And when I look back at it, I kind of shake my head because it was what I needed at the time, but it wasn't enough to validate that this is who I am and this is who I'm here to serve. I remember doing that exercise and writing down that I wanted to work with women who have a family but wanted to be successful in business. And I never focused on that because I didn't have my own children. And then when I found out that I couldn't, then I thought, well, I'm not worthy. What mother is going to want to work with me? And that couldn't be farther from the truth. When I found out that it was the Four of Hearts, I cried. I had another little mini breakdown to break through. And then I reflected back on my experience. I left an 11-year relationship, began that process in 2018 and fully completed it in 2019. And part of it was because I was holding back as a spiritual teacher. And then when I released and let go of that relationship and I really stood for who I am, my values, my heart compass, my vision, my mission, that's when Cosmic Love came into my life. He's been around for 30 years. He happens to be my grade 8, grade 9 boyfriend. It's not who I was manifesting. We tease each other, especially when we're annoying each other. You're not who I was manifesting, but it is Cosmic Love. And so when I create content and messaging for my soulmate clients, I speak to that Four of Hearts. What's also interesting, I built this business after I lost my mother to cancer. One of my whys in my business, and I started by teaching emotional and heart intelligence. One of my whys for business was because I didn't have a great relationship with my mom for the majority of our lives, of her life. And it was because we lacked emotional intelligence. My mother is the Four of Hearts. That is her sun card. So when I write to my soulmate clients, I write to her. And every single time I do, people comment. I get replies in my emails. I get direct messages saying, you're speaking to me. You're speaking right to my heart. And it's also not a coincidence that whenever I post something with myself and my partner, who I call Cosmic Play, he gets way more engagement on my posts than any other posts. And that is because of that Four of Hearts. Is this resonating with you so far? Are you beginning to understand the concept of the sun card and the result, the cosmic reward? And again, beginning to understand the energetics behind it by stepping into and embracing this energy. How we end up being able to authentically attract who it is that we are meant to work with. Now, I put another example, the Queen of Diamonds and the Nine of Diamonds. This is somebody that I actually worked with this morning, so it was front and center. So I thought, okay. The Queen of Diamonds, and related to tarot, for those of you who know tarot, is the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, tarot is rooted in numerology. It was birthed from numerology. So that queen energy is the leader, is a mother, loves being outside, is very earthy and grounding, helps you remember your worth, call in higher levels of wealth, supports you to feel safe. So by being that, the result is the Nine of Diamonds, somebody who represents universal love, who knows how to release and let go of things that no longer serve them. So when this client, the Queen of Diamonds, is creating messages for their soulmate clients, they are speaking directly to the Nine of Diamonds. That person who is completing a chapter in their life is ready to close that chapter and start a new one, but just doesn't know how. And the Queen of Diamonds is there to help. We're kind of quiet in the chat. Do you have any questions? Do you have any? Oh, I just didn't scroll down. Not sure how you got the second number card. Don't worry about the calculations for now. They're quite complicated. There's a book that you can find them in, and there's calculations that you can do, but I've got you. And I've got something created so you can see your sun card and your cosmic reward, a chart that makes it really simple and really easy. How do we align the tarot cards with the cards? That's a masterclass for another day. But the diamonds is pentacles, the hearts are cups, the clubs are wands. Sorry, the clubs are swords, and the spades are wands. If I got that wrong, and anybody knows, please correct me, but I think I got it right. I tend to reverse the pentacles, or sorry, the swords and the wands. How does one know their sun card? Numbers try to make my brain stop working. Okay, it's based on the calendar system. If you are in the Numerology of Business Facebook community, within the photos, there is a chart that will show you the sun card coded to every single day. Each day is assigned an energy, like a 7 of clubs, a 4 of hearts, a queen of diamonds, or a 9 of diamonds. Today, for example, is a 5 of diamonds. So there's a changing of values that is happening today. And we are ushering in new values that are more in alignment, that are going to call in higher levels of abundance as well. Beautiful. Yes, so powerful. Thank you for sharing this. It's touching my heart. Good. Our sun card's always the same. I think I need a beginner's masterclass. Yes. When you are coded to a sun card, that is your sun card for life. The result, the cosmic reward, is for life as well. And it goes a lot deeper. Again, we're just scratching the surface today to help you understand the basics that you need for attracting your soulmate clients, to help you tap into the energy, get clarity, and develop a few strategies so you can go out there and start to implement this and attract your soulmate clients. Once that starts happening, it will quicken. And the more clients that you call in, especially if you're able to gather their birthday, you'll start to see the patterns that are not a coincidence. Again, I always call in people with 4 1s. Why? My stepdaughter has 4 1s in her code. I believe first and foremost, it's so I can help support her on a much deeper level as somebody who loves her. I also call them in because they're the ideators. They're the people who have too many ideas. I know that's you. And so with too many ideas, it's like, which one do I pick? There isn't any clarity there. As a ruling number 3, I bring in that clarity, but they are somebody that doesn't want to do things the same as everybody else. So my sense of spirituality in combo with business is what attracts them to me. Is that you? I know that's you. I know the answer is you. Dude, that is me. I love working with you and you are magic. Thank you. I love you, Lisa. I don't understand how you got the 4 of hearts. Don't worry about the calculations for now. I'm asking you to trust in those calculations. There are a lot of numerology resources and calculations that I have learned and that I have access to understand what the result is. And it's a chart. And I will be sharing that with you as a bonus. Beautiful. Okay, just making sure I haven't missed anything. Kirsten's going to help you find your sun card. Thank you. I love you. I purposefully did not share it beforehand because we will hang out for 2 hours talking about this. And the energetics are important, but so is the strategy. If we do not have a plan in place, remember, if you're winging it, you're wanking it. You need to have a plan in place. So it's one thing to know this and to embrace this energy, but if you don't take inspired action on it, that's not going to work. That's like having an offering, having a service. And then I ask, my client, do you have a booking link? Like, how do I book with you? Oh, I don't have a booking link. What's the point? What's the point in knowing all of this if you don't have the strategy in place to actually call them in? And we're going to talk about that. Okay. Soulmate client code. I know. Yeah, you guys are, I knew you would love it. See, spirituality. You're more interested in the spirituality than the business piece of it. But this next bit, I hope really inspires you to do those things, to develop those skills, to understand. So let's talk about the conscious business plan. The conscious business plan is the second portion of the immersion in the numerology of business. And the conscious business plan is the foundation for everything in your business. This represents why you do what you do. Your vision, that big, hairy, audacious goal that seems completely impossible. This represents the mission that you are on, your statement of alignment, a clear representation of who you are here to serve, and the offerings that you have. And it starts with the intelligence of the heart. Every heart has a divine intelligence and a natural guidance system. With every prayer, every meditation, every thought of love, we tune into ours. It's a beautiful quote by Marianne Williamson. So the first question that I always ask in building a conscious business plan is, what direction does the compass of your heart want to go? What the heck does this have to do with anything, with soulmate clients, with business? Everything. Because again, energetics. The heart has a tiny brain, literally. We have a tiny brain in our heart. And the tiny brain has its own intelligence, and it has its own frequency and its own vibration. Again, this is rooted in math and science. Heart Math Institute has a lot of information on this. But it has an energetic magnetic field that is 5,000 times stronger than that of the mind. So it's important for us to use the intelligence of our heart first as the compass. When you heard about your energetic code, your ruling number, there are aspects of heart intelligence within your ruling number. If you're a 2, for example, it's connection. If you're a 3, it's creativity. A 4, safety. 5, freedom. 6, harmony. 7, purpose. 8, commitment. 9, generosity. And these are just examples. There's so many other aspects of our ruling number that's connected to the intelligence of your heart. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, how do you want this to feel? What direction does the compass of your heart want to go? I want to hear from you in the chat. When you work with soulmate clients, when you wake up and you sit in front of your computer, or you stand in front of a group of people, or you create another workbook, or you adjust the copy on your website for the 100th time, how do you want it to feel? What direction does the compass of your heart want to go? Is it abundance? Is it freedom? Is it cosmic love? Is it peace? Is it kind of a big deal? This is one of my top values and intelligence of my heart. When we do this, again, it amplifies our energetic code. It amplifies the intelligence of our heart, and it supports us in our energy. One of the intentions of this masterclass is I am, you are, we are kind of a big deal. I'm kind of a big deal. You're kind of a big deal, which means that when you go out there into the world is kind of a big deal as well. Deep, authentic, creative connections. Another aspect of my heart compass, luminously rooted in abundance. Now, I asked you to pop one word in the chat, and you're probably thinking, Anne-Marie, that's more than one word. I've been doing this for a decade. They are now statements, but it is so much easier to start with one word. So every time you create content, every time you develop a new offer, every time you put yourself out there, every time you rewrite the copy on your website or develop a label for your product, you are going to remind yourself of your heart intelligence. Freedom. It's a beautiful word, and it represents this month as well, this 7 energy. Peaceful, connection, innovation, peace, ease, love. And I can see how these words are a representation of your energetic code as well. Supportive, abundance, authority. Oof, love it. Amazing words. So now you've learned two things: your ruling number and one aspect of the intelligence of your heart. Two big pieces of energy that you can work with to embody, integrate, embrace, anchor into, and just radiate that in everything that you do. And trust that what you radiate out into the universe is what comes back to you. Keep trusting. Detach yourself from that outcome, but keep trusting in that. Vision casting, so important in terms of creating a conscious business plan. Because life is too short to spend it with people that aren't in alignment with your heart, your values, and the medicine you gift to the world. Again, Brit, who wants to hang out with Brit? Nobody. Because she's got a lot of work to do. So a big question to ask yourself that's so powerful. I wish my clients would. Take it a step further. I wish my soulmate clients would. I wish my soulmate clients would invest in themselves. I wish my soulmate clients would do the homework. I wish my soulmate clients would show up on time. I wish my soulmate clients would love woo-woo integration, oracle cards, numerology, astrology, human design. I wish my soulmate clients would believe in themselves like I believe in them. I wish my soulmate clients would remove their energetic blocks and fears. I wish my soulmate clients would get out of their own fucking way and just be the brilliant soul that they came here to be. I wish my soulmate clients would refer me to other soulmate clients. Yes, yes. Word of mouth marketing, still number one. Referrals, amazing. Thank you for reminding all of us of that. I wish my soulmate clients would brag about me to their friends. I wish my soulmate clients would invite other people into my free masterclass. I wish my soulmate clients would learn how to brag about themselves. What else? I want to hear in the chat. I wish my clients would. What do you wish your clients would do? This is how we cast a vision for the future. I wish my soulmate clients would participate in my LinkedIn Live podcasts. I wish my soulmate clients would. And we are declaring this to the universe. That's why I'm like, put it in the chat. Remember, we're in a manifestation portal, 888 Peak Lions Gate portal energy. Let's claim it. I wish my soulmate clients would choose themselves and see themselves as high value. Yes. I wish my soulmate clients would be nice to themselves. Yes. I wish my soulmate clients would show up for themselves. Yes. I wish my soulmate clients would love themselves enough to say yes. Yes, yes, yes. I wish my soulmate clients would stop feeling guilty. I wish my soulmate clients would pay in full. Yeah, there's a laugh, but it's true. I thought of that as well. And I'm working with my team on this. I use a platform called Kajabi, and Kajabi has payments. I just learned about Klarna, and Klarna is now a system where people pay in full. Well, people pay in payments, but then you still get paid in full. So Klarna takes care of the monthly payments for you. Isn't that beautiful? So it allows them to pay in full, but somebody else take care of the payment plans. Yeah. I wish my soulmate clients would find me easy. Yeah. Would easily find me. Yeah. I wish my soulmate clients would allow themselves to level up. Yes. I wish my soulmate clients would keep complimenting me and buy my art. You're an amazing artist. Sierra, everybody, is the artist for the cover of the Soulful Planner 2024, by the way. So if you love the cover of the Soulful Planner, and you want a piece of art that's related to the Soulful Planner or the artist who created it, let me know and I will connect you to her. I wish my soulmate clients don't work with someone unless, I'm not reading that. I don't work with someone unless I see the money, honey. That's my boundary. Oh, yes. Okay. So I wish my soulmate clients would respect my boundary that I don't do things for free. Something along those lines. Yes. I wish my soulmate clients would subscribe to my YouTube channel and use the episodes in my team meetings. Love it. I wish my soulmate clients would know how safe they are with me. Yes, the cover is beautiful. I wish my soulmate clients would stop working with coaches when working with me. I love that. Or I wish my soulmate clients would introduce me to their coach so we can partner together. That's one way as well. Like I'm somebody that would work with clients, and I do have clients that work with you, Taylor, right? So think of it something else. I wish my soulmate clients would work with a coach that's aligned with my values and compass of my heart. I wish my soulmate clients would say yes to investing in themselves so they can let go and move forward. Whew. Love it. It causes some friction. Yes, more positive. Yes, aligned. I completely understand. There are some people that I work with as well. When I do the initial intake, I can see that they're not fully ready to work with me yet, maybe because trauma is too present. And so I won't say yes to working with them unless they're also working with a therapist and that therapist is interested in working with me. So that can completely work in terms of coaches. So that way there isn't the conflict. It's more of a partnership. I wish my soulmate clients would sign up and pay in full. Yes. I wish my soulmate clients would hire me to design their strategic planning offsites. Me too. I'd love to do that with you. We should talk. Keep going with this. This doesn't stop the vision casting. Especially when somebody shows up and doesn't feel like your soulmate clients, then pause, reflect, and come back to this. So for example, if they're showing up and you're somebody who, what's an example from this week? I had a client this week and I found myself pushing her more than I normally would to look at the abundance piece. So she's very creative, developing something new. And I kept questioning, how are you going to make money doing this? And it's not about the money. I want it to be about creativity. I want the focus to be this. And there was a misalignment between her and I. So because that happened, now I was able to shift the conversation in her forecast. It's a 3 of diamonds. So she is meant to make multiple streams of income. So that's what I love about numerology. I said, look at your forecast. This is why I'm really pushing you to tell me your Be Well number, which is why I'm asking you to create an offer and put a money number to it. So you know how many of those you have to sell in order to create that much money per month. Because your Pluto for this year, her inspired action was a 3 of diamonds, which is multiple streams of income. Literally, that's what the universe is telling you to focus on for this year. So it helps. So I went back to, I wish my soulmate clients would love the financial aspects of their business. Or I wish my soulmate clients would be open to discussing the numbers in their business. That needs to be a part of it. I could feel it in my energy field where I was like, ugh, like I don't want to do this unless I can help her come to this conclusion. But I also don't want to create a codependent relationship. I want to be detached from her outcome as well. And not try to ignore it. Yes, right. I wish my soulmate clients would care more about their own products and what goes into bringing it to life. Yeah. So when something like, if somebody's late, you come back. I wish my soulmate clients would show up on time. When you're calling in a lot of people that are like, do you have a payment plan? You know, can I spread this out over a year? That's when you come back and say, I wish my soulmate clients would pay me in full. The reason that we're doing that is because, again, we're shifting the energy. Now, the next layer of this is If you're saying, I wish my soulmate clients would invest in themselves, I want you to hold a mirror up to yourself. How are you investing in yourself? I wish my soulmate clients would hire me to design their strategic planning offsite. How are you working with other people to develop your strategic plan offsite? I wish my soulmate clients would invest in themselves to let go and move forward. How are you investing in yourself and letting go to move forward? I wish my soulmate clients would hire me to help them with their relationships and dating. How are you leaning on other mentors to help you with your relationships and dating? We all need mentors and coaches and guides. So really, again, soulmate clients are a mirror. So remember that you are that mirror as well. How is that landing for you? How does that feel? Dude, yeah, good one. I will add the design of strategic planning offsite to my reflections this week. Thanks for the reminder and the mirror. Yeah. It's manifesting in a way. It is. As always, right on the money. Thank you. Okay. So fun, right? I wish my soulmate clients would. So powerful. Stand in your blessings. Oh, your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. This has a lot to do with you being the authority. The greatest gift you could ever give anyone is your most authentic, honest self. So stand in the reign of your blessings, own who you are, and share that. Again, when you understand the spirit of your business, this gets super duper easy. One thing that you can do today without even working with me, without even understanding your divine numerology blueprint, you can literally create a list of all of the blessings in your life. Mm-hmm. You can create a list of all the things that you know you're good at. You can compile a list of all of your performance appraisals. And this is hilarious if you can do this. If you've saved your performance appraisals and your report cards, it's hilarious because it's the same shit. Anne-Marie talks too much. Anne-Marie's too much, right? It's always the same. When I was a little kid, you're too organized. You always have to have a plan. I remember one of my performance appraisals, you need to learn to be more flexible. You can't always have a backup plan for the backup plan. Dude, I have the arrow of the planner. 1, 2, 3. Strategy is my number one gift and skill. That's not going to change. I know how to be flexible, but when I'm taking, and this is what they were speaking to, I was taking like 50 kids to a river and teaching them how to fish with maybe like 10 camp counselors. You need to have a backup plan for a backup plan for that one. What if it rains? What if there's lightning? What if there's not enough life jackets? What if when the lures get stuck in somebody's shirt in their back, like, what are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? I think one person isn't muted. Can you guys make sure that you are muted, please? And thank you. Yeah. Talkative, creative, energetic, organized. I've always got too sensitive. I wear my heart on my sleeve. These are your gifts. These are your blessings. Don't ever let anybody take that away from you. Marissa is very smart, but doesn't apply herself and is always daydreaming. So this is one of your gifts, is you support other people how to actually daydream. This came up. I think she's on the call too. I don't want to like share other people's blessings, but this came up that they were this child that always was, laying the grass and, bringing all her friends in to lay in the grass and to daydream. And I said, okay, how does that translate to your business? Wasn't connecting. I'm like, you support people to see a bigger vision for their business. So you're still daydreaming. You're just doing it in a business setting. So integrate this. And if you get stuck on this, ask the people that are closest to you or other people that you've worked with in jobs, other leaders, just say, hey, what do you think the 5 best gifts are that I have? What do I have to offer the world? Empathy is my downfall. No, it is not. It is a superpower. Taylor, get out of your own way. I want you to shift that mindset that your empathy is your greatest superpower. The world would be a better place if everybody had empathy. It is a huge strength. There's skills that are needed as an empath. Boundaries is one of them. So if you feel that empathy is a downfall, it's because you don't have boundaries. So work on boundaries. That's how you can shift it into one of your greatest superpowers. So stand in your blessings, own that, and learn to brag about them. Nobody's going to brag for you. I had this one job that turned into a business. I was a partner in a private school. These were kids from all over the world that were too smart for their own good, way smarter than me, like kids that were laundering money for other people around the world, okay? Stealing their mother's corporate credit card and gambling with it, like figuring out online gambling systems and then getting the checks sent to their school. Smarty pants kids. And the first thing that they said to me when I got hired was, we're not going to praise you. We're not going to tell you you do a good job. You got to figure out how to do it on your own. And at the time I was, I was 23. I was 16 years old and somebody said, what do you want to do with your life? I said, I want to be a teacher and I want to own a business. I did nothing to work towards those things in terms of education. And by 23, I was a teacher in a school and I owned a part of it. How's that for manifestation? That's a ruling number 3. We're manifesting badasses. It made me uncomfortable at the time, but it taught me how to brag about myself. Oh, we have a special guest, Tegan. She wants to say hi to everybody. Thank you, love. Thank you. Hopefully you could hear her beautiful vibration. She's amplifying everything. So it was uncomfortable, but it was oh so important because I learned how to stand up for myself. I learned how to stand in a meeting and say, this is what I'm great at. This is what I bring to the table. This is what I do that other people don't do. And this is why I deserve what it is that I'm asking for. We need to have this gift with our soulmate clients as well in our business. Because nobody's going to brag about us. Unless you say, I wish my soulmate clients would brag about me, then people are going to brag about you, right? It's lovely, isn't it? Stand in your blessings. Learn to brag about yourself. Turn your pain into power. A queen always turns her pain into her greatest power. The king does as well. This is about your breakdowns to breakthroughs. You need to go there. Again, I can see this in your energetic code. Of course, my cat just changed everything. Thank you. Sorry. Please hold. Your pain is your greatest power. I can see this in your energetic code. Anybody that has a lot of 7 energy or is a 7 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 7 of spades, you learned a lot through loss. Through those losses, you have a deeper relationship with grief. Knowing how to navigate grief is one of your greatest powers. Oof, yeah. So I really want you to tap into the heart cracks. And I don't want you to go in there and feel the pain. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But I just want you to look at those heart cracks and just remember what caused them and all the healing that took place. That's your greatest power. This is what your soulmate clients come to you for. So those moments where you just broke down, where you didn't think that you could do it again, but you did, and you had those breakthroughs, you need to go there. 777, and I'm a grief coach. Yeah. You're doing exactly what you are meant to do. And you've learned a lot through losses, right? When we bring it back to the ruling numbers, for example, we can look at some of the pain to the ruling number. If you are a 2, it could be abandonment or disconnection. The 3 hangs out in the mental plane. It's anxiety, worry, depression. 4, some of the biggest pains that they could have experienced in their life is not having all the resources. If you feel comfortable, what have been some of your biggest pain points in your life, your breakdowns to breakthroughs? When I lost my mother to cancer, that was one of my biggest breakdowns. The breakthrough that came from it. Somehow my intuition just guided me to support her to cross over. No idea where that came from. I'm not a death doula, and yet I am, and I was. Where did that come from? When she left, I gathered my family. We said prayers, we said meditations, we helped my mom cross over. I didn't know where that came from. After that loss, she was still in the room with me. There is zero doubt. I know it. I know she's here with all of us today too. She helped me remember and own that I'm psychic. I always have been. Part of our relationship, one of the reasons why it was not so great is I'm a claircognizant. I'm somebody that just knows. And that's my 7 of clubs. 7 is about trust and inner knowing. And I remember I would say things to my mom and she would say, "You don't know. How do you just know?" And I would say, "I do. I just know." It's a breakdown to breakthrough. Now people pay me for that. And I use numerology and I use cards, oracle cards, to support in that validation. Discovering I had no idea who I was when I realized I had spicy brain at 37. That's definitely a breakdown to breakthrough. There is way too much to pinpoint, I think, but being told my emotions were for attention and to be quiet and sit down, also major abandonment, ruling number 5. Yeah, because you feel big, because you feel every single other energy. You sit in the middle of the energetic grid. So playing small is what you were encouraged to do, but your breakthrough is going to happen when you get out of your own way and you start to play much bigger. I'm going to help you with that. Pain into power. The offerings. This is a part of the conscious business plan. You have to offer people something. Everybody wants to be invited to the party. I want you to remember that. You know why you do what you do. Now determine how. So what services, products, or offerings will be a great fit for you and your clients? It's about you first. If you don't have fun doing it, then what the frick is the point? Then don't do it. Yeah, but I've done it for so long and it's made money, and how can I let that go? It's not worth it if it's not fun. So what's going to be a great fit for you? Somebody who's a 9, for example, who's hosting retreats, be a great fit. But there needs to be a large chunk of time before and after that retreat where there's contact with no one. They completely get to hermit before they step into the light. A 5 might feel that too. So what services, products, or offerings will be a great fit for you and your clients? I literally just launched my retreats offering this week and I'm a 9. Boom. Time. Give yourself a lot of time before and a lot of time after. This means don't let people sign up 24 hours before. Make your retreat booking like 2 weeks before is the cutoff. So that way, the only thing you're doing in the 2 weeks is filling up your cup, and you have those pre-scheduled emails to keep everybody in the loop. And maybe you have a community manager that can support people for all the questions for the retreats. So share it in the chat. Who knows, your soulmate client might be on this call. What are your services, products, or offerings? And who are they for? Feel free to share. You're very welcome for the reminder. The soulful strategy. So now we have the foundation, we have the business plan. We need a strategy in place. What inspired action steps are you going to take in order to actually attract your soulmate clients authentically? We live in an age now where we can't just pop up a website and expect people to go to it all the time. We need to get out there. We need to get visible. We need to be seen. We need to be heard. And this is often people's number one energetic block. They are afraid of being seen and being heard. So often we'll say, I wish my soulmate clients would be comfortable with being seen and heard. Are we allowing ourselves to be seen and heard? Here's an amazing exercise that I want each of you to do after this call. Soulmate client calibration. And today is a perfect day to do that. If you can't today, that's okay. You haven't missed out. Don't have FOMO. Have JOMO, which is the joy of missing out. And remember that the Lionsgate portal is open still until the 12th. So we're still hanging out in this energy. And this year is still an 8 energy year. Today, doing it today will maybe give it a little oomph, a little push, a little extra amplification for you. Remember, attracting your soulmate clients is a matter of energetics. Your clients are a mirror of your own personal energy and knowing how to resonate with theirs. So create a sacred space, quiet your mind, drop into your heart, take some deep breaths, and energetically align. When you bring your soulmate client into your mind's eye, who do you see? What do you feel? What do you smell? What do they look like? What are they doing? What pains do they want to share with you? Write out your heart-centered story of who your soulmate client is. Turn it into a love note. Dear soulmate client, I want you to know that I see you and I love you. And then tap into all of these questions. Call them in. Amplify it. Play some 888 frequencies. Or crystal singing bowls. Light a candle. Some essential oils. Wild orange is the oil of creativity and abundance. Cypress is the oil I'm working with this week because Cypress is connected to the 7 energy of August, the universal 7 energy month. And 7 is the oil of motion. It loves putting things into motion. Cedarwood would be a great one to use, the oil of community. Lavender, the throat chakra, the oil of communication. Do a blend, trust your intuition. Yeah. Soulmate client calibration. Connection is currency. The business of life is human connection. A quote by Robin Sharma. So how will your soulmate clients find you? There was somebody that popped into another group yesterday and I reached out to her. I said, there's something completely off in terms of your audience and why you're not getting soulmate clients. There was not enough visibility and not a big enough audience for her to actually sell to. So how would they find you? Another question is, are you energetically open for business? So in other words, physically, do you have a booking link? You don't have to have a website to get started. You just need a booking link for people to be able to book with you if you're a service provider. If you sell a product, then and it's on an online business, then yes, you have to have a landing page. Or maybe have a stand in somebody else's shop. Physically being energetically open for business. If it's an online business that you're creating, you need to be on a social media platform. YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Creating Facebook events. showing up doing lives, masterclasses? Are you energetically open for business emotionally? It's a big one. What does that even mean? Are you using the intelligence of your heart? Do you understand your heart compass? Are you taking inspired action steps from that place? If it's freedom, if it's abundance, if it's joy, that means you're energetically open emotionally for business. Are you energetically open for business spiritually? Are you working with a spiritual support team? Do you have heart conscious rituals? Are you tapping into your energetic code and your soulmate client code? Are you energetically open for business mentally? Do you believe that you're the best person to support your soulmate client up the mountain? Do you have the mindset that is connected for that? And how are you showing up as an authority? All of these questions, the answers to them creates human connection. If we do not have that connection with other humans, then the currency isn't there. The flow of divine prosperity will not be there. I want you to think about the divine prosperity cycle. There's 4 quadrants. How do we invest in our business, which all of us are usually really good at as entrepreneurs? It's easy for us to invest in our business and invest in our personal development and growth. How do you invest in your clients? That's the services, the products, the offerings. That's how you invest in them. You create things for them. You create a workbook. You create a masterclass. You create a retreat. You hold space for them. You support them through transformation. How do you let your business give back to you? And how do you let your soulmate clients invest in you? That's the cycle of prosperity. You giving and receiving. This is a part of that connection. To create an even deeper connection, it's like, what's the path of transformation? How do they feel when they start working with you? And then how do they feel at the end of their experience with you? That feels good and aligned, doesn't it? Connection is currency. The immersion. This is one of the biggest offerings that I have. There's several people on the call that have been a part of the immersion. It's formerly known as the Conscious Business Immersion. You'll see that brand shift soon. There's not really anything that's being taken away from it, but it has just grown exponentially and expanded in so many ways. And now it's under the banner of the numerology of business, the immersion. Everything that you experience today in this masterclass is a small aspect of the immersion, the spirit of your business, the conscious business plan, and the soulful strategy. This is literally what you're going to walk away from should you choose to join this program in August. The spirit of your business, again, fully understanding your energetic code, your heart conscious leadership style, who your soulmate clients are, the problem that you solve, and the path that's going to get you there. The conscious business plan, why you do what you do, your vision, your mission, your values, your offerings, your products, your services, your conscious wealth plan. How much money do you want your business to call in? How much are you going to charge for your services? Therefore, how many soulmate clients do you need to work with? And develop a soulful strategy that's rooted in energetics as well, looking at your personal year and your forecast and what the universe and the cycle and the pattern is that you're in order for you to focus your energy and your intentions and your efforts. The immersion. This is my proprietary process. You will not find this anywhere else. I have a lot of that one energy in my code. So I was determined to create something that's extremely innovative, where business meets spirituality, a blend of the practical and the magical. We're going to drop in. That's about dropping into your energetic code and the intelligence of your heart. We're going to clear out any energetic blocks. That's mindset, emotions, spiritual beliefs, anything physical that is holding you back from creating the life that you love and a business that you love. We're going to soar high. I'm going to help you dream bigger, look at things from a much higher perspective and cast that vision for the future so you can start to call it into the here and now. Diving deep is about developing goals with more soul. These are rooted in the intelligence of your heart. Again, because it has an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than that of the mind. So you'll see the quickening happen when you step into this. Journeying forward is about developing that plan. If you're winging it, you're wanking it. We're going to create a plan. And rising up is about you actually implementing and doing what it is that you say that you're going to do. So there's a lot of accountability that's a part of it, and conscious conversations and supporting each other and empowering each other and lifting each other up. If you're looking to go deeper, the numerology of business, the immersion is kicking off at the end of August. That last week of August, we're going to spend 5 days going deep in terms of the spirit of your business. You'll get to hang out with me for 6 months. It used to be a 3-month program. It's not enough time. It's always going to be 6 months, but I've done something crazy and I have not increased the price yet. So this is the last time that you will get the immersion for $3,333. It is a hybrid program, as in there is self-study, there is workbooks, but there is also weekly group coaching, Voxer coaching, and one-to-one sessions. It's going to be incredible. There are several people, as I said, on the call who have already done the immersion. They are referrals for the program. And if there is somebody from the program that you want to talk to, oftentimes many of them will say yes and have like a 5-10 minute conversation with you just to let you know what their experience is and what they got from it. There is, what else did I want to say about the immersion? Kicking off at the end of August. It's going to be 6 months. Payment plans available. That's what I wanted to say. I love it when people pay me in full. I'm going to set it up so that way you can make payment plans, because I understand that everybody is in different places. And sometimes we want to say yes, but the finances just aren't in place yet. So I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to pay in a way that feels really good, and just trust that once you step into the immersion and you start putting yourself out there, you will immediately authentically start attracting your soulmate clients, should you wish to do so. The spirit of your business is also something that I do in teams, and I will do with individuals. So if you are somebody that doesn't want to join a group program and you want to do something one-to-one, then I do have VIP days that I will work with. And mostly I do this in like corporate or small business settings. So it's a fun way for you to understand the spirit of your business and everybody that's involved in your team, and really get everybody on the same page in terms of soulmate clients and how to authentically attract them. Other ways that we can work together, you can join the collective. This is a monthly membership for only $44, group coaching, spiritual entrepreneurs from all over the world. We tap into the energetics and we build out soulful strategies that are in complete alignment with numerology. And everybody that's a part of that, they always say it's so much more than how you describe it. So I promise I'll get better at describing it in a way that is a full expression of the collective. These are beautiful conversations that are with people that get it and completely understand. If you're a spiritual entrepreneur, it's tough. Our family and friends don't always understand our mission or our values or what it is that we're here to do or when the money's going to come in. And so this is a really great safe space for you to do that. And if you're like, I just don't know, I want to work with you, but I'm not too sure how or what it's going to look like, then I do offer conscious business audits. So just reach out to me. It's not something that I advertise. I don't do a lot of one-to-one one-offs, but definitely reach out to me and we'll make sure that you can get one of those booked in. It's only $222. And if you choose to work with me in, say, the immersion or the spirit of your business, then that $222 will be taken off of that bill, that investment. Thank you, everybody. So that concludes the end of the masterclass. I'm going to stop sharing I'm going to see everybody who's on the call, and I'm going to open it up for Q&A. So you're welcome. You're very welcome. Melissa, I'm so glad that you were here, and you're welcome, Taylor. So you can pop questions into the chat, or at this time, you're welcome to unmute or even go on video if you want. Just know that this is being recorded and it will be shared with other people. But I would like to carry on the conversation. If anybody needs anything explained a little bit more, if you have any further questions, now's your time to ask. I'm so grateful for you as well, Wendy. I'm glad that you're in my world. We uncovered a lot today. We surely did. And I cannot wait to dive into the spirit of your business. I know there's going to be so many people. I already have applications for the immersions. Gorgeous class. Thank you, Marissa. We're going to send out information so you can just immediately book in the immersion. If for some reason you still have more questions, we have a conscious business immersion application. I call it an application. I mean, you're in. If you want in, you're in, but it is another opportunity for us to just double check that we're a good fit. And more importantly, that that program is a good fit for you. I love it when people invest in my business, but I don't love it when they aren't at that place or it's not the perfect fit for them. So it's just for us to make sure that it's in complete energetic alignment. Yeah.
Anne-Marie, I have a question. I'm just going off mute. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Please do.
First of all, thank you for this amazing, I love you, but thank you. This is brilliant. And one of the things I've been pondering is colleagues that I work with and then, our numbers together and how to like maximize. And I'm a strengths-based coach, right? So I know strengths really well, but thinking about this just through what you've covered the last days is what might I want to ponder or think about as I'm looking to energetically level up our business with other people and knowing their ruling numbers and things of that nature.
The spirit of your business can help with that. Sorry, there's like one fly that's
I'm with you,
buzzing
sister.
around. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not waving you off. I'm just like, there's that one fly that got in. The spirit of your business. That's why I created this. So it's an opportunity to go in and work with a team, work with a group in a really fun way to help them understand their energetic code. And also for me to get my eyes on your business in terms of the energetics through numerology. So understanding your team and looking at their divine numerology blueprint. I have a lot of 8 energy in my code, and you and I working together, we're going to be able to see what aspects of your team is in excess of and what it's lacking. So a good example would be if we were to look at everybody on your team, I could immediately pick out there's not enough 4 energy. And 4, for example, is about systems and structure and organization. And often when we see that, and I ask, what's the number one challenge in your business right now? It's probably systems or structures or organization. And it's like, well, that makes sense because there's a lack of that 4 energy. So we do it from a variety of different angles. So it's like, what are the number one challenges that you're facing right now? What kind of things keep showing up on repeat? Is it, clients not signing up for long-term or not getting in new clients or et cetera, right? We look at what those are, and then we look at the energetics of you and your team and your business. And then we can pull the pieces and see what's missing from that to be able to implement, to expand, to grow, to add into, to move it in that direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I giggled because the 4 is exactly, anyway, this is all I can say is yes, and thank you.
I know, that's why I used it as an example.
Yeah, I'm cracking up.
Psychic, claircognizant.
Psychic Anne-Marie, exactly. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, Lisa. You're very welcome, Patricia. Fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Does anybody else? Okay, Tegan, come on. Tegan's like, please be done and come and cuddle with me. My CEO of wellness. She's like, you've been sitting too long. But I do. Unmute. I want to see your beautiful faces. Is there any other comments or any other questions or any other clarity I can provide for you before we wrap the call? Anything goes.
This was beautiful. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that you were here. Yeah.
So from one numerologist to another, very different. And I think it's really interesting how you have brought numerology into business. It's a different way of doing things. And it's one thing that I really contemplated, especially living in this three-dimensional world, because not everyone understands that we're energy. And people find me when I share about numerology. As soon as they understand, like, get their code, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so me. And I think for me, it's really bridging that gap, because I am an 11, because I am the Ace of Spades. It is about bridging the gap between our spirituality and our relationships in our life. So this gave me a totally different perspective. So thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm so glad that you were here today and that you contributed to this. I appreciate it. And I love that you can see my vision. You can see what it is that I'm doing and how it makes sense. And that there's somebody else on the call too, that you get it. Her clients come to her and it's validating, right? To not only understand themselves, but to understand how they operate in relationships and, you know, the best types of relationships that we're going to have because of who it is that we are. Yeah. Thank you. Very grateful for these reminders today. Much love to y'all. Thank you, Tammy, for being here. Very enlightening. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Spirituality and business, it belongs. We are shifting from the 3D to the 5D. That old business paradigm doesn't work anymore. Does not work. Overly masculine. I'm a recovering A-type. I didn't say that in the beginning, but I work with a lot of recovering A-types or A-types who want to get into recovery. That's why they come to me, right? I wish my soulmate clients would do their homework. They do, because they're A-types. And if they don't, it's because they're implementing the other practices that we've talked about, like heart conscious rituals, or they're just learning how to go with the flow or have deep rest for a change, right? Instead of being constantly on the go. Yeah. Spirituality and everything. Sarah, you've been in the immersion, Patricia as well. Do you want to unmute for a moment and just, briefly share in a couple moments, like what the immersion was like for you?
Oh, a couple moments. Could do another masterclass on your claircognizance. But I think it's a great container to focus in on the things that you probably already intuitively know, because that's why you're working with Anne-Marie in the first place. And it allows that lens to kind of focus in and get all the clarity around the stuff that's kind of, well, at least for me, bouncing around in my brain, and put it all into kind of a clear picture so that you can move forward with those tools. So when you get interviewed and they ask you questions that would have stumped me 12 months ago, I already know my answers because I've already done all that work. And the community itself was something I look forward to every week. So that it's probably the number one thing that I could even say about it before all the structure and everything else is the friendships and connection that you make. So that'll be my summary.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Clarity, energetics, strategy, but above all else, the spiritual aspects and the connection. So we're not doing it alone. Dr. Sarah is a specialist in neurodivergence. It's okay for me to say that, right? And
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and she has left her one-to-one practice as a doctor to focus on supporting individuals that are neurodivergent. So if that's something that resonates with you, it definitely resonates with me. I was sharing with her in the immersion how I tend to attract a lot of people who have ADD, ADHD. I have my whole life. I specialized in it with children for 10 years. And Sarah And I have had this gorgeous relationship where we're always open and honest. I mean, deep, authentic, creative connections. That's one of my top values. And she sent me a Voxer message and said, hey, are you open to some more insights and information? Because I picked up on a few things that you said. And I'm like, absolutely. And she said, have you ever considered that you're neurodivergent? And I like, duh. I had a big duh moment. And then I went, no, wait a minute. Because, and I literally started listing things that the men in my life that have ADHD have that I don't have. And she was able to explain to me how, as females, we express neurodivergence in a very different way, and how we've created a lot of coping strategies at a very young age in order to navigate it. So she's a perfect example of what I was talking about in the beginning, that our soulmate clients are a mirror, that it's a reciprocal relationship. Like, I have learned so much from Dr. Sarah, as much as she has learned from me. And both of us, I mean, it's tough to rein in our conversations because we're like, oh my gosh, everybody that you work with, we should look at their energetic code and do their blueprint. And then we can see, you know, what aspects of their neurodivergence is going to need support. And we go down rabbit holes all the time. It's been absolutely amazing. Yeah, neurodivergent here. I think that's what's going on with all that one energy. Like, you know, I don't want to get into anything controversial, but I think we can all agree that our society went bonkers with labels, right? And wanting to label everything. And maybe it's just a bunch of people with too many ones in their chart, right? Like, maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's people that have the arrow of emotional sensitivity, the people that feel too much, right? That's what that means on that spectrum. Maybe that's all that it is. But, you know, that's what we do. We simplify things. We try to label things so that that way we can understand it, and that way we can manage it and get through it and transform because of it. Love that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Patricia, are you still on the call? Let's see here. Do you want to share a little bit about your experience?
Sure. So for me, I really enjoyed the dialogue sometimes between Anne-Marie and Sarah. I learned a lot. And I'm a dreamer, lots of grandiose ideas, keep moving forward. And then Anne-Marie has a beautiful way in this program to get me back on track and to look at goal setting. And you know, yes, you can have all these wonderful ideas, but how do you hone them in, and what is your real view and vision? And how do you want to serve people in your community and look at that? So it was really great for me to be able to learn to sit, really dig deep into myself and what I wanted to achieve, but also through the friendships and the connections that were in the group. Yeah. Still working on the program, still working on the stuff. So it's an ongoing process, especially with me.
Yeah. And Patricia's just a beautiful, bright light that's also a reflection of a soul contract in that community, in that group. There was a day that Sarah and I both showed up, and we were maybe operating at like 30-40%, and Patricia held light for us. And I felt awful for doing that, but realized a couple days after I had shingles. So I did have a big reason why I was not showing up as the best version of myself at that time. But just another beautiful example of what it means to authentically attract soulmate clients and them be okay with it. Patricia is somebody that has had a rockin' business for a very long time, is an expert in her field, in the healthcare field, is moving out of like manager, supervisor energy, up leveling her leadership to step into that CEO. I mean, she's the founder of her own business and looking to become a consultant to different agencies, first in her own community. And whether she likes it or not, probably around the world someday. That's one of my big goals for her, but she's got to own it. Yeah. Thanks, love. So glad that you guys can be here. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing that. Thank you for everybody for being here, for joining me on this Lionsgate portal. Enjoy the rest of your day. Capitalize on it. Use it as an opportunity to manifest, to authentically attract more soulmate clients. Thank you for all of you that are on the replay. Let's keep having this conversation. If you're not a part of the Numerology of Business Facebook community, please join me in there. Share your experience about the masterclass in there. And if you have more questions about your energetic code, your soulmate client code, feel free to pop them in there. or let's start working together. Sign up for the immersion conscious business application, pop it in there. We'll have a conversation. If that program's not the right fit for you, that's okay. We'll figure out something that feels really good and feels aligned. What a wonderful way to spend the portal. I agree with you. Great to connect with everybody here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Big love. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see all of you again very soon. Bye for now.